Hi, how we doing? Welcome to Dad's Chaos video. Really appreciate you jumping in. Really appreciate you taking the time. Basically, I had to do this video because everybody's talking about the RPK. Alan jumped on the RPK the other night and absolutely smashed the lobby. So I've played around and I have found the loadout that even gives me, Dad, team wipes. Before we start, also, if you could just take a few moments of your time, I really appreciate it. Please, can you please hit that like button? And if you're following this on YouTube, do me a favour, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you very much. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so yes, as the graphic shows, this loadout will mean team wipes. So what we're going to have to do is, let's take a look now at each individual part of this loadout. Okay, first of all, we've got the muzzle. The first one available, so it's available for all of you, and that's the Polar Fire S. Okay, good sound suppression, good bullet velocity, great damage range, and good recoil smoothness. It does affect the aim down sight speed, which you will see in the firing range in a little while, and the aiming stability, but with a little bit of the pro tuning, which I'll come into later, we'll be able to explain what we can do with that. Okay, so next we go to the underbarrel. I've gone for the FTAC Ripper 56, and to be fair, it's a no-brainer. There really isn't any other way of dealing with this. This gun is powerful, but it is going to be a struggle with the recoil and the accuracy. It always has been. All other versions of this gun, in all versions of COD, it's all about who can control the recoil. And there's nothing better on this version of COD than the FTAC Ripper 56. Great aiming idle stability, hip fire accuracy, and recoil stabilisation. Walking speed, you don't lose that much, and aim down sight speed, we're losing that across the loadout, but we will be gaining it back a bit with some of the pro tuning. Okay, number 3, ammunition. The 7.62 overpressured plus P. It's the most powerful one on the thing. It's the one that brings the damage up. It's a bullet. Let's destroy things. Let's go. Okay, so let's move on to the optic. Little bit of family division here. Alan don't quite agree with me here, but it gives me that bit in range. It gives me some accuracy without too much handling problems. It's a Schlager 3.4 magnification. It has a very, very small sniper glint. There's a little bit of loss of aim down speed and aim walking movement speed, but it's all minimum. You get a very clear picture, and for those mid to long range fights, it gives you what you need, especially in Warzone. You might go for something a little bit different in multiplayer, but that's not why we're here today. This is the one you need, the Schlager 3.4 magnification. Okay, for our final attachment, some people prefer to change the stock, but no, I'm looking for that flinch resistance. I want that little bit extra, so it's a rear grip, and for me, the Ivanov ST70 grip is where it's at. Okay, so now you've seen the basics of the loadout. It's time to tune it just to where we want. Do we need a bit more power? Do we need a bit more recoil control? Do we need to sort out the ADS? Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about the Polar Fire S muzzle tuning. First of all, when we talk about the weight, I've gone maximum weight plus 1.4 ounce. This is giving me the best recoil I can get from this muzzle. It's an RPK. We're talking about power and we're talking about massive recoil. We want to push the power limit but bring the recoil down. There's a little bit of a loss of aim down sight speed here, but not enough to worry me about. When we look at the length of the muzzle, we are trading aiming idle stability with bullet velocity. By keeping the length down, we do lose some velocity, which is very, very minimal on the damage, does hit the range a bit. This generally is not a gun you're losing at massive range, and the range is still very good. So we've gone maximum weight, minimum length. Now we're going to look at the underbarrel. As you can see from the screen, I've gone for maximum weight, similar to the muzzle. The maximum weight on the underbarrel, it gives me maximum recoil stabilisation, but hits my aim down sight speed. When it comes to the length, I've gone for maximum length, plus 0.40 inch, reduces the aim walking speed, which if you're aiming, you're generally not walking that fast, you're not running anywhere. If you are, you'd have your SMG out or your AR out, but it gives you maximum aiming idle stability. It's pushing the accuracy right to the top of the envelope for the RPK. So now we're tuning the ammunition. When it comes to the weight, you've got to take damage versus recoil. It's a bullet. Here I'm not worried about the recoil. Here I'm worried about that moment where I'm faced with a team of 3, a team of 4. I've taken one out, I've downed another one. Now I need to reload. We want them bullets to kill with the least amount. So 0.68 weight, maximum damage range, maximum damage on that bullet. With the velocity, again, this is less of a trade-off with damage and recoil, but more of a trade-off between range and recoil. And again, with how I'm playing, what I use it for, I'm quite happy. I'm trying to make this LMG into an AR. So we'll bring the velocity down, maximum recoil, hopefully will cover some of the recoil I've lost by doing the maximum damage range with this ammunition. Finally, the optic. To be honest, the pro tuning on the optic has minimal effect whichever way you go. When I've tried it down the range, I've tried it all ways, and to be honest, bang in the middle. Okay, halfway between flinch resistant and aim down sight speed, halfway between close and far. You won't go far wrong. Okay, well, thank you for watching all the way through the video. I hope you've learned something out there, and I hope you have as much success with that loadout as I have on the Warzone map. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon.